What's up, everybody? Day 2 of the action on the NHL All-Star Game in Toronto brought another key insight into focus. Again, the sports data problem. At the NHL team level, there's no question about the potential value of the puck and player tracking data that's been collected since 2021-2022. The real question appears to be how quickly data science and operations leaders can convince general managers to provide them with the bandwidth and/or resources to mine it, because something has to give. Let me explain what I mean. Sports analytics teams are bombarded with internal data requests and find themselves spending long hours creating unsustainable work in an effort to deliver concise answers to decision makers as quickly as possible. And you know how patient they are. When tackling a data problem, you will find that the data must first pass through 3 levels of processing, commonly known as bronze, silver, and gold layers, before the data can be presented in some form for consumption by the key decision makers. Without getting into the weeds, you have raw data from various sources that needs to be cleaned up and eventually transformed into a format that enables it to be compared / joined, etc., with other data sets from other sources, which eventually leads to project-specific data sets that ultimately find their way into AI and ML models. Mouthful, but I'm doing my best here. With the right investments in people, process, and technology, aka your operating system, you have a systematic and scalable way to move faster and smarter if you follow a lot of that stuff. But here's the thing. Many sports analytics teams faced with tight deadlines will skip the creation of silver and gold layers and instead just manually build reports or AI models directly from the bronze layer through manual means in Excel or user-executed scripts. While this method may deliver a one-off report in a shorter amount of time, satisfying the short-term demands of decision makers, it is very costly in terms of repeatability, scalability, etc. Now, the other thing is only individuals intimately familiar with the creation process can recreate the results, and their time is now tied up in this reoccurring work instead of spent building new and innovative projects. Major bummer, because the problem is prevalent across nearly all sports organizations, including the NHL, but the incentive in the NHL has never been higher for hockey teams to upgrade their operating system so they can start digging into that treasure trove of player and puck tracking data. And you know what's on the other side of those super valuable insights. And it most definitely has Lord Stanley Cup related implications. So, big shout out to my colleagues Troy Carter and Ali Brabant. You know why, and you know how big of a rock star each of you are, and I really appreciate your help in helping me understand this stuff, which was validated in a very significant and major way through my experience and my meetings with various folks in the NHL's various teams and so on and so forth up in Toronto, one of my favorite cities. That's it. I'm out.